Hey everyone out there, we're going to be starting in just a minute, so I'm just going to get a few things ready here. Hey, thanks everyone for joining me. I'm going to get started here in just about a minute or so. Okay guys, let's get started. Alright guys, so first of all, I want to thank you guys for joining me for the very first question and answer series. Now, you guys will probably understand this, but I do a lot of editing to my videos, and so I don't do live things hardly ever, and so I'm okay in front of the camera, obviously, because I have 600 videos out on YouTube, but doing live things is a little bit new to me, so give me a little bit of slack if this doesn't go as smooth as it possibly might. So anyway, I have the camera turned around right now, so I can't see your guys' comments at the moment. In a moment, we'll go back around to the camera and we'll say hi to everyone that's joining on the page. And my wife might be watching at home, very possibly, so excuse me a second. Jeez, that was lovely. So this is the first of many live Q&As to come. So if you guys have questions for the next question and answer, go ahead and put them in the description of this video here, and those will be the questions that we'll be answering next time. And I'm going to be trying to do this. I'm going to try and dedicate myself to doing this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, hopefully right around noon. It'll be either noon or 1 o'clock. Wednesdays will be a little bit hard to do it at 1 o'clock because I actually have a day job that I go to, and we'll expand on that in just a bit. So, so anyway, let's go ahead and get you guys' questions. I'm going to get this right started here. We have about 5 questions that we're going to look at, and once we get past those, if we want to answer a couple of live questions, we'll go ahead and do that. I'll just hold the phone. I'm doing this off my iPhone, so and the reason I'm able to do this is because I'm not super technically advanced like Matt is, and he can get the live chat going on the screen with different screens going on and everything. I'm not that guy, so when YouTube allowed us to do live streaming, I was so thankful. So that we can all connect, which is really cool. So thanks for joining me in my office here again. So let's get right into it. So there was a question online about FlightFest West and if I'm going or not. Someone actually asked me, it was Matt Halliday, if I'm going to be going to FlightFest East, and that's pretty much impossible for me to go to. So I am going to be attending FlightFest West, so hopefully I'm going to send Josh and those guys an email just to say, hey, I'm coming, I'd like to do some filming with you guys at some point. It would be really nice to connect with those guys because I really respect that sect of the community. In fact, Flight Test was one of the channels that really got me into doing RC. So let me just check real quick here. If you go on to FlightFest.com, you can look up FlightFest West, and it has this beautiful page here, and it does say that it's going to be going from the April the 27th to April 30th. Now, I'm going to probably be driving up either the evening of the 27th, I'll start driving up and camping probably, or the early morning of the 28th. And I'll be probably staying there until the morning of Sunday the 30th. So it looks like it's going to be a great time. Hopefully FlightFest West takes off and it becomes another tradition that we can do. We can all meet up there, all you guys that are here on the West Coast. And actually, I'm looking for, if anybody wants to, probably get a rent-a-car to head up there, maybe like a large minivan or something like that. If someone wants to drive up with me from Southern California, let's do it, man. It should be pretty good. Let me just check the chat real quick. I just want to make sure nothing's going wrong, since this is my first time doing it. JazzyNet, Roderick, hey, how's it going, guys? Jacob Davies, Harvard Stone. Okay, so things are going good, and I am going to continue. So this is all new to me, so thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. This is held in Vallejo, California. If you guys are wondering how to pronounce that right there, Vallejo. LL in Spanish, of course, has a Y sound to it. Vallejo, yeah. LL is a Y sound and J is a H sound. So it's Vallejo, California, not Vallejo. Anyway, this is going to be at the fairgrounds. So I was just checking this out today, and it's 26 days until that happens, and I'm pretty excited about it. So yes, I am going to FlightFest West, barring any emergencies. I will be going. So that's going to be pretty cool. All right, so just to let you guys know, I have my notes right here, so I'll be looking right into your eyes. Okay, topic number 2. I'm going to kind of do topics similar to Matt. Matt does a great job, so it's a form of flattery, hopefully, for him. All right, so this is a question that was given to me by a YouTuber, a guy I've talked to a few times on YouTube. His name is Leaky Meat, which is probably one of the best YouTube names I've ever seen. Leaky Meat. He said, if I were forced to choose one airplane, and he put some expletives in there that I'm not going to repeat here. Something about probing. If I had to choose one flying machine, let's say on a deserted island or for the rest of my life, what would I choose? And man, that's a hard question. That's really, really hard. Because there's so many different disciplines. There's, slope soaring, there's jets, there's, high wing trainers, and there's quadcopters, and there's a lot of stuff. So, my favorite airplane of all time, I believe, this changes by the day, but it's going to be the Zeta FX61, which is the smaller version of the large wing that they have. I also have the 79, as you guys know, and we'll be actually looking at that in just a little bit. But the FX61 is a nice size. It has a really efficient glide slope. You could do a lot. You could actually slope soar with it. So if I only had one and I wanted to slope soar, you could actually do it. You'd need quite a bit of a breeze, but it just has such a great flight envelope. You can fly it very sporty if you really wanted to. You could do long range FPV with it. Quadcopters, man. Quadcopters are, it'd be sad to not be able to fly another quadcopter, but I think if I only had one thing out of all things RC, it would be the FX61. I like it that much. It is one of my favorites, and I know that it's one of Matt's favorites as well, Matthew Ogborn. So what are your guys' favorites? If you have any answers to that question, like if you could only fly one airplane, which would it be? I mean, I'm looking right over here at my Dreamflight LaBelle. It's broken right now, but man, that's a great airplane. If you, that's such a nice light wind flyer. Yeah, it's a hard call, but if I had to choose one, I guess it would be the FX61. So, all right. So very good. All right. So the next question is from Jacob Brubaker, and he asked me actually quite a few questions, and he asked me number one about family balance, like how do I balance having jobs, having a family, and doing a YouTube channel. I'll get to that in just a moment. He also asked what is my day job. Also, which model have I flown the most this season, and I'll break that down into quads and planes. And what is the highest highest and the distance that I've ever gone. So I probably won't disclose the highest, but I'll disclose the distance because it was over the ocean. Alright, so it is hard to run a YouTube channel where I'm posting videos about, like last year I posted a video every 1.2 days, 2.1 days, excuse me. And I've actually probably ramped that up this year. For 2017, I've almost posted a video a day for 2017. I've taken a couple of breaks here and there, but for the most part, I'm almost posting a video a day. And the way I'm able to do that is I'm able to, I have my own business, which is, you know, it'll come to the day job portion of this question, but I have my own business, I also work for somebody, and I also have my YouTube channel, and then I have my family, and then all that stuff. So during the week, Monday through Friday, I mainly get to Kite Hill as I'm driving to work. I usually get in a couple of packs of whatever I'm flying, an airplane, a quadcopter, and whatever I'm testing. If I'm testing motors, if I'm testing props, I'm testing quads, a new airplane, new charger, new the 6-channel overload. That's what I do. I stop off for like an hour, I film it, I get to my office, which is this office here. This side of my office is all my airplane stuff, that side is all my dental lab work. So that comes to what is my day job. My day job is I have my own business, and it's a business where I physically make appliances that orthodontists use. So there's things that are called functional appliances and also static appliances. So static appliances are going to be like your retainers that you wear after braces, any type of holding devices for after like a phase 1 braces. That's way over you guys' head. So and also functional appliances are things that move the teeth. So someone's got a narrow jaw, we widen it up. Someone has a protrusive upper jaw, we make appliances that help to correct that. The functional is something you can only do in children that are growing. You can influence the way they grow by using pressure, and that's pretty well documented scientifically. So it's a really interesting field because there's no licensing that goes into this type of a work. I had to do it like an apprentice. So I had an orthodontist that said, hey, I know you know how to make all these things. Why don't you start your own business? And it was great. He said, I'll send you all my stuff. So it was a business opportunity, and at that time I was either going to go back to school or I was going to start my own business. And start my own business just landed in my lap, and I said, start my own business, instant clientele, you know, no risk. That's how basically I started. So it was kind of an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. So, and that was 20 years ago. So, and I'm still doing the same thing. All right. So let's see here. Which model have I flown the most this season? I'll show you real quick. Actually, let me take a quick pause here. Let me just go ahead and acknowledge all the people that are here. I'm going to turn the camera around here. Let's see, camera switch. All right, hey everyone. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back in the log here and just kind of say hi to everyone. Blackie Chan, yo, what's up, dude? Blackie Chan 88. Stacy Abshire. Let's see, Snafu, Jazzy Net 100, Straight Crazy RC. Hey, dude, happy birthday. Yeah, thanks, man. Let's see, Samuel the Great Stone is here. Jazzy Net again. Ben Harbor, Ben, what's up, dude? The Zupair, I know that is a really great plane too. Havard Stone Anderson, he's my European contact. Volker B, hey Volker. He's a flying buddy of mine, man. He does some amazing long range stuff, which I love all of his stuff. Trike Flyer, how you doing? Roger Hout Cooper, oh my goodness. Let's see, Wedgeman 351. Let's see here, Stuffy Projects, Two Monsters. Hey, Two Monsters, good to see you again. Let's see here, Roderick, of course. Ben, hi. Okay, I think, let's see if I see anybody else's name that I haven't seen. Chris Hugman, hey. And Jesse Jory, hey, what's happening? All right, guys, I'm going to flip the camera back around and we'll finish these questions, and we'll get, I'm going to be doing some handheld stuff on the table because there's some technical questions coming up about Arcbirds and also the Drone Keeper, the Drone Keeper Mini. All right, so All right, so let's get back to the questions. Okay, so this is probably the airplane that I've been flying the most this season, this 2017. You guys probably have seen this airplane on my channel if you're following my channel. But basically, this is an old Corsair. It has no landing gear. It's rough and tumble. It's been reinforced. The wings are reinforced with carbon fiber, and it's coated also with laminate just for some strength. I have LEDs in the wing, whole LEDs to those wings, top of the canopy, top of the tail, bottom of the fuselage here, and also on the very, very end here. It's my favorite plane because, as you guys know, and if you've watched the airplane, it can fly so slow, and I can also kick it into high gear and really fly between trees and buzz Kite Hill. And I also can do some pretty high altitude stuff. I've probably gotten this thing probably up to like 400 plus feet. Wink, wink. And I also have the pan and tilt here. I love the pan and tilt. This airplane would be nothing without the FPV and also the pan and tilt, because you can basically pan your camera all the way around. I know you guys have seen videos with this, but not really too many videos of the model. So it goes back to about right here, and with the 150 degree field of view, I can actually see my tail and look behind me as I'm flying, which is really, really fun. Now, this gear system that's in here, hopefully you guys can see this because I have the camera turned around. Basically, it takes a 9-gram servo and it allows you to get almost like a 150 degree pan with that. You can see I have a little bit of a piece of foam here that helps to not stress the connection to the camera and the VTX. So in fact, I just flew this morning. I flew it for almost 20 minutes on a 4,000 milliamp pack. So this is my favorite plane that I have right now. It's beat up, it's old, and I bought it for like 60 bucks used from Albert Kim, my buddy Albert Kim. But it flies really, really well, and I would recommend something like this to anybody because it really gives you that flight experience. You see the whole nose cone in your camera. You can almost see your instrument panel. If this was down a little bit further, you can see the instrument panel. But the nose is right in the center of your screen. So to be able to see past your nose, and you're turning, you bank, and you start looking in this little cross section right here. And it gives you that real scale feeling that I think that everyone should try. Everyone should have that experience. So that's really cool. Let me just put this down. All right, guys. Okay, as far as quadcopters go, I've probably flown this one the most, and it's under repair right now. I have an arm coming for it. I had my first brownout the other day, and I don't know if it was an exact brownout, but I had a complete loss of control. It was right after I plugged in, and I basically took off. I went whoop, and I went whoop, whoop, and then suddenly I was upside down like this, and I had no control. I was wiggling the sticks, nothing, and it just plowed into the picnic tables that are up at Kite Hill, and it broke this arm off. So if you guys can see this, no other damage. So I have an arm coming, and these are the new Bullet ESCs from Emax. They are doing really good. I have to resolder one of the signal wire onto that ESC, and actually it pulled off the pad. So I think this ESC, I don't think I'll be able to repair this one. But the question is, which one is this? This is the MRM Reaper, and this is currently running the 2600 kV motors from T-Motor. This is soon going to be running the Emax 2750 kV motors, which have about 15.5 pounds of thrust for all 4 motors. So that's what's going to go on this as soon as this gets repaired. So this is the one I've been flying the most. Once you start running higher kV motors, even though you're burning up your batteries quite quickly, I'm more of an acro flyer. I don't race. To be able to blip the throttle and be up in the air like 300 feet within like half second to a second, once you feel that and then you jump down to like a 2300 kV motor, it doesn't compare. So it's pretty crazy. So that's that. Those are the 2 things that I've been flying. Let me grab this stuff here. What is the farthest distance that I've gone with long-range FPV? And that is 6.2 miles. And that was done on 600 milliwatt of 5.8. And people go, why don't you fly 1.3? 1.3 I've kind of been disappointed with. The image is not as clear. It's very fuzzy. and I actually didn't get that far with 1.3. I ended up getting a Yagi antenna, which started making me go further. But will I ever go 6.2 miles again? Never. That was over water. If I crashed or I had a problem, it was gone. There was no recovering it. So that would have been an HD camera, the airplane, the flight control system. I just don't want to take those kind of risks. So although it was safe, it was over water, which is really nice. But yeah, it was 5.8 gigahertz, 600 milliwatt, which probably was more outputting close to 800 milliwatt, to be honest. But man, that was an amazing flight. I have that on a hard drive somewhere. Unfortunately, that'll never make it to YouTube. Okay, question number 4. Okay, and I'm gonna grab you guys off of there, and I'm gonna put you on a tripod over here, because we're gonna talk about the Drone Keeper Mini. So, I gotta do my best not to turn off the camera while I, yeah, Dragon Link, yep, that's it. Blackie Chan knows. Schoolboy, how you doing, buddy? Wolfgang, hey, we have 31 people on this channel right now. That's awesome. Thank you everyone for joining my channel. I'm gonna put you on this here. I'm gonna do my best not to shut off my phone as I'm doing this. All right, this is a very wobbly thing here, so I'm gonna do my best to do my best here. Okay, so the next question is, how do I mount my Drone Keeper Mini? And this is how I do it. This is my Morpheus X frame, which I'm going to be rebuilding up very soon. But anytime I put my Drone Keeper on there, I just slide it in the side of the battery here. And there's a couple reasons why I do it this way. I normally Velcro it somewhere on the craft where it won't get smashed, because I was flying this quad, and I decided to put it right here where the camera should go. I flew it for one flight. It was brand new. And of course, I was getting a little zesty, and I crashed, and it smashed it. First flight, so brand new Drone Keeper gone. So I like to keep it protected. You have to keep it protected. Hallie, there it is. All right, hang on a second. Okay, so yeah, I like to keep it protected. And they also say in the instructions, don't cinch this down too hard. So if you get a zip tie and you cinch it down super hard, you're gonna break it. So I'll just turn this on so you guys will hear what it sounds like. It's wireless, has its own battery, and you'll see that there's a little light that stays on when it's moving, and when it stops moving, I think that light goes out. But I'll put it right over here. It'll ring in about 30 seconds. But the other way I've done it is I've also, like this is my MRM Reaper, I had a little shelf that was right here. I would Velcro it underneath here. But all I have to say is that it has to be protected, because if it's not protected, it can get smashed. Now, someone also asked me, running it this way here, just underneath battery strap, how have I ever lost it? I've never lost it. I've had many crashes with it in there. And I have had it come off once, and it was very close to the quad. And as long as, there it is. All right. Yay. Okay. So as long as it's here and it crashes, let's say this does happen to pop out, which is actually, it's got some little ridges here. So if it's underneath here, it's not going to pop out very easily. In fact, I've got to do this. So even if this crashes and it tosses your battery, and sorry about that, man. Even if it tosses this out, it's going to be very close to where your quad is going to be. So you're going to be within 5 feet of there. Okay. All right. So there is a chat bar. All right. Cool. All right. Next question is. Okay, the next question is from a guy named Aussie FPV Sheep, and he's asking about the Arcbird and how to run it off of 3S and 4S. So there's a couple different ways that we can do this, guys, and I'm going to get this as close as I can for you. Okay, this is the Arcbird OSD system, and you guys will see down here it says video out, video in, 12 volt in, jumper, and current. So out of the box, you run the Arcbird off of a 3S. This is a 12 volt system, and the Arcbird gets its power from this current sensor. So the current sensor comes through, it takes the information, puts it in here, and it also powers the Arcbird. And so you'll see right here that where it says jumper, it has a jumper on the lower 2 pins. So this is the stock setup. So you just plug in your 3S battery, it powers it, everything's good. Now, the question that he has is, what happens when you want to use the stock system and go to 4S? What do? So to go to 4S, you'll see the 12 volt in. This is what we're going to do. We're going to pull the jumper. The jumper is telling the ArcBird that, yes, I want 12 volts from your main battery, from your ESC, through the current sensor. So when you pull this jumper, it's telling the ArcBird, now I'm going to be using a different source. So you can now, when that jumper is removed, you can use a 3S battery. So you're going to get, this is a little tiny 3S battery that I used for a flight pack back in the day. So you're going to plug this right into where it says 12 volt in. So that's going to power the ArcBird. So basically you're going to be running with 2 battery packs. You're going to have your 4S pack, which is going to be plugged into here. You remove the jumper and you add this 12 volt pack in. Now, they have an upgraded sensor here that you can buy, and sorry, this is all out of focus. They have let me take this all apart here. So this here is the upgraded sensor that you can buy, and this one is actually burned out. I actually did some improper wiring with it, but instead of running this one, you can run this one, and what happens is it has actually a double wide jumper and current that plugs into the last 2 pins right here. And what you do is you select here. Okay, so yeah, I'll put a link to the Drone Keeper in the description of this video once I get home. So you guys can see this. This is not very well spoken about in the manual. So you'll see that down here, here's 3 pins and a jumper. So if you want to run with this current sensor and 3S, you take this jumper and you put it on the upper 2 pins. And if you want to go greater than 3S, you see it says the greater sign, greater than 3S, you're going to put it on the lower 2 pins right here. And that basically, this unit regulates the between 3 and 6S to the ArcBird to allow it to run, and then it outputs 12 volts to your camera and 12 volts to your VTX. So I hope that is understandable for you guys. So there's basically 2 ways to go. 3S stock or 4S using a secondary battery pack stock, or you can get rid of these 2 and not run a secondary battery pack with this current sensor here. So that's it basically. So all right, so let me flip you guys around. Oh, hello guys. All right, actually let me flip back around here. So when somebody was asking about the mini DRAC, so here's the mini DRAC. It's basically finished. All I need to do is finish my elevons. I'm going to finish the elevons, and this is going to be getting a kick-ass a paint job. So I've been testing on the EPP if it's going to rub off too easily, and if you look at that, it does rub off quite easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do a Sharpie design over the whole entire thing, and I'm going to be probably laminating it as well. So I want to give this like the paint job that it deserves. So the Sharpie is going to look really, really awesome on this because it's a gray background and black. The other way that I might do this is I might actually paint this completely black with Plastidip, and then take like a Sharpie that has silver on it, and then Sharpie on the top of that. That's gonna be like more like a paint marker. So anyway, that is one of the things on my table. You guys can look forward to the Emax motors coming up really, really soon. Actually, let me just show you guys real quick. So this is my FX79. And so this is the upgraded current sensor here, and like I said, it has kind of a double wide plug that goes into the current and the jumper. Nothing gets plugged into the 12 volt, otherwise you will burn it up some. So that's that. So this is my FX79 setup. All right, so let me just go through real quick, guys, and take a look at some of the comments here. I'll show you guys my big head here. All right, let's see here. Yum Yum Mini DRAC, yeah. Do you like Zelda? If you really, I unfortunately, because of my busy schedule, I don't get to play video games ever. I love video games. I grew up with video games, but I don't have time. I do play online poker from time to time. I love that. I am on World Series of Poker. I go on there maybe like at the end of the day, maybe 15, 20 minutes. I take everyone's money, then I leave. So so yes, I do have a link to the Drone Keeper Mini in my review. There's a couple of, I probably have done 4 videos on the Drone Keeper Mini because I keep hearing about people that lose their drone keepers, and every time I fly them and I use it, I always go, oh man, I gotta put up a video. So the other day, it was a Friday, I flew 15 packs, which is really unusual for me, and I crashed probably 4 of those times, and that was in those huge weeds that are up in Kite Hill. So every single time I wasn't worried because I had the Drone Keeper on, and I would wait like 30 seconds, and you can actually switch the ringing time to a minute instead, in case if 30 seconds might not be long enough for you to get your goggles on, get your radio ready and everything. So I just would wait for 30 seconds till I hear it ring, and then I go walk over and pick it up. I was flying in a very small area, so the Drone Keeper is really good for kind of flying in a really small area. So that's kind of pretty cool. And like I said, I just walked up to it every single time, just picked it up out of the weeds. If you don't have that that audible signal, it's really, really tough. And some people are like, well, I'll just wait for my ESCs to chime. If your battery gets ejected, your quad is gone. And my battery gets ejected a lot of the time, so especially because I'm crashing hard. All right, yeah, it's straight crazy. That's he flies in an area called Trabuco Flyers Club, and he mows the field. Nice. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, it's just too far for me to get to. Also, the T-beacon is something that's always really better. For mini quads, the Drone Keeper is really good. And even when I fly my Corsair, I put the Drone Keeper in there because I know I'm in a pretty limited area. But the T-beacon, I've heard great things about that. So if you guys need something for more of a long-range airplane, the T-beacon is definitely the way to go. Let's see, Samuel, what is your favorite anime and TV show? Man, I don't watch a lot of TV. The only real reality TV that I watch is Survivor, and I watched that last night. I'm addicted to Survivor. Hallie, I have not tried iNav yet. It's probably something I'm going to go into pretty soon. I just started learning about it. I know it's off of some of the NAS boards, and I don't know how well it's tuned yet. But from what I hear, it's supposed to be pretty good. And actually, I'm going camping this weekend with my son to the. He's got a Boy Scout thing, and we're having a family camp out this weekend up at Irvine Lake, which is right near Lake Irvine. Sorry, but I'm gonna be flying my my S800. So. All right, so guys, we have 35 people in here. That's awesome. Let me just go back and see what some of the other questions are. Wow, first time I'm able to watch the stream. Nice. That's Red Ops 3. How you doing? Blackie Chan. Hey man, let's get together and play some poker, man. Samuel the Great Stone. Today's my birthday. Please shout out for my birthday. Samuel, dude, happy birthday, man. I've got a March birthday as well. It was March 8th, as you know. And Blackie Chan, he just put up a video on his website, on his channel, website. Guys, everyone check out Blackie Chan 88's channel. He's a buddy of mine, and he has some amazing FPV videos. If you guys like long range and just FPV in general, he's got a great personality. Check that dude out. He's an up and comer, most definitely. Well, actually, not an up and comer. He's got like 6,000 subscribers almost. So pretty fun. All right. Nice beard. Oh man, it's jazzy. Yeah, I was telling my wife I need a haircut and I need to shave. All right, Roderick. Jake Billett, lost mine on my Bixler when I forgot to turn it on and it ejected. That is the one drawback to the if you have a drone keeper that you're taking from craft to craft to craft, you're obviously not going to have it hardwired in. And so when it's hardwired in, if the main battery gets ejected or it gets unplugged from the receiver, because you can activate it from the receiver as well, it will automatically go off. So that's really, really cool. And it also charges the battery of it as well. So it's a really, really easy way of being able to keep control of where you're to find your quad. So it's really, really cool. So Dutch FPV, how you doing? Are you Dutch RC or are you just Dutch FPV? Which backpack are you suggesting? Because the Banggood one is already broken. Man, I have a hard time paying a lot of money for specialty backpacks. So thanks, Dutch. Are you talking about the small military backpack or kind of the big camera backpack that you were mentioning there? I still have mine and it still works. It's not the most ideal setup, but even if one strap is still working, you still sling it over one shoulder. So, all right, guys. So I've had this live chat going for 36 minutes now. If you guys didn't weren't able to join us for the very beginning part, obviously this is going to go straight up onto YouTube, and you can watch the whole thing back. One thing I really wish that they would do is that I wish that the live chat would show up on the screen when you're watching this back, because all these things that I'm responding to, when you watch the video, won't make any sense at all. Hi from Poland, the Hinsik. How you doing, man? Stifler FPV. How you doing, buddy? Okay, guys, so this is the first of many live question and answers. Like I was saying, make sure that you guys put any questions for next question and answer in the description of this video here. Oh, Aussie FPV Sheep just woke up at 6:30 a.m. Did I miss the Arcboard information? Yes, you did, but you will be able to watch that back on the replay of this video here. So, like I said, guys, put your questions down below for the next RC chat or the RC question and answer, and I'll be live again on Monday. I'm going to try and make this a pretty regular thing that people can rely on coming and chatting as well. So, all right, you prefer this compared to Matt's time? Yeah, Matt's time for me is about 10 o'clock at night, and I'm always wrapping things up, and I'm also editing at that time. So, love your channel, Jeff. Thanks from England. That's Scotty Ward. Okay, guys. All right, I'm gonna have to call it right now. I really appreciate everything. I love this RC community. Some of the local guys that are in here, everyone that's international. Thank you so much. I'm still awestruck at the amount of people that watch my stuff. I really enjoy it, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks, Wolfgang, Jazzy, everyone. I'll talk to you later. Straight crazy. I'll see you guys later. Bye.